This video is rated PG for parental guidance suggested. It does not mean that this is inappropriate for any ages. This video is actually intended for all ages. However, you might want to be present with a younger viewer. Enjoy. Hello YouTube, this is Yuki3056 coming at you with the first ever video for PokeHub, which is going to be a community Pokemon YouTube channel. I know it's 2018 and I'm starting a community Pokemon channel, but this is going to be a really fun channel. We're gonna have a lot of fun on here. I've got a little bit of experience at some Pokemon channels, so hopefully that translates well here to it. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty awesome kind of group-based project, as long as I can get some other people on board, which I'm working on. So yeah, definitely click that subscribe button, because I've got 0 subscribers, so I know none of you are subscribed yet if you're watching this video. So alright, so we're kicking things off with one of my absolute favorite things to do with a Pokemon game. This is Pokemon Crystal version, probably one of my top 3 Pokemon games of all time, I'd have to say. I mean, it's up there. I love this game so much, and this is going to be a randomized Nuzlocke of it. If you're not familiar with a randomized Nuzlocke, that means basically any of the trainers' Pokemons are randomized, any of wild Pokemon are randomized. A starter Pokemon's randomized, gift Pokemon are randomized, the gift eggs are randomized. Basically everything is randomized. The items that you find in the overworld, other than the ones necessary to complete the story, are randomized. The only thing I don't randomize that a lot of people do use with the randomizer, however, is I don't randomize typing, I don't randomize movesets, and I don't randomize TM capabilities. The compatibilities, excuse me. And the reason for that is just simply because I like to know what a Pokemon can do and what it is going to do based on my knowledge of the game. I don't like when it's like, oh, there's a Squirtle, you know, it's this level, it's going to have Water Gun, I can't switch into my Fire type, yada yada yada, and so I send out an electric type, and then that Squirtle will hit you with an earthquake. Like, I'm not, no, because then that just makes a Nuzlocke almost impossible. So that's why I don't do that. On the side of the screen here, you see that I've got my clauses active. I've got the dupes clause, which basically means if I run into the same Pokemon and I've already called it on another route, I mean, like, if I caught a Krabby and I run into a Kingler, I'm not going to catch the Kingler either. The whole evolution line qualifies for the Dupes Clause. I got the Shiny Clause. That's if you encounter a shiny Pokemon, no matter what, you get to catch it. And then I have the Revive Clause. What the Revive Clause is kind of one of my own making, but I've seen it elsewhere, so I'm not going to take full credit for it. Basically, what that clause does is if you come across a Revive in the overworld, meaning you can't go into a mart and buy it, but if you come across a Revive in the overworld, it's like essentially finding an extra life in any other video game. You just go ahead and you grab that and you toss it, and whenever your Pokemon loses a life, you toss the Revive, and once you toss that Pokemon gets an extra life. So that goes for any revive-like item. So if you find like a Sacred Ash, or there's another one that revives you. I don't know. Sacred Ash Revive, Max Revive, Super. There's no Super Revive, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Let me move on from that, because that's pretty self-explanatory, I feel like. And I'm going to be adding 3 lifelines to this Let's Play. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love using lifelines. These can each only be used once. The extra life one, that's self-explanatory. I can just literally give an extra life to a Pokemon. So if it faints, I get to bring it back, and then I lose my lifeline. The No Thanks lifeline. This one's a pretty interesting one because it's risky. So if you run into a Pokemon in your area as your first encounter and you say, no thanks, you can actually run from that Pokemon and you get to encounter until you find the Pokemon you want in that area. Now, the trick to this is, number 1, you still only get 1 shot at catching the Pokemon you find in that area. So if you say, no thanks, and you run into a freaking Mewtwo, and you fail to catch the Mewtwo, you can't keep hunting for another Mewtwo. You're done. You used the no thanks on the Magikarp. You didn't catch the Mewtwo. You're done, son. Move on. The other trick to the no thanks is, say I run into a Magikarp, and I'm like, no thanks, Gyarados is good, but I don't want to train up a Magikarp. And then I go through that area and I find a Weedle and a Caterpie. I can't then try to find the Magikarp and catch the Magikarp because I didn't want a Beedrill or a Butterfree instead. Because once you say no thanks to that Pokemon, you're saying no thanks to it. The final one is the most powerful lifeline. It might be a little overpowered, please nerf maybe. Break the rules. Literally, I can break any rules of the Nuzlocke. Again, it's only once, so if I encounter a Pokemon, like, the big instance where I think of this one is like if I encounter a legendary after I've already done my first encounter in that route, I'm going to break the rules and I'm going to catch the legendary anyway. The break the rules is a little more powerful than the no thanks, because if I break the rules to catch the legendary and I fail to capture the legendary, I can keep trying until I catch the legendary, because that's the rule break I'm doing, is I am catching that legendary. I'm breaking the rules. Or if it's just a really power Pokemon, like I run into a Kadabra, dude, and Crystal Kadabra is OP. I run into a Kadabra, boom, I'm going to catch it, I'm going to break the rules for it. Or if, say I've already used my extra lifeline, I don't have any revives to toss, and my starter Pokemon faints, I'm going to break the rules and bring the starter Pokemon back. That's kind of a bad use of the break the rules since you have the extra life and the revive clause. Yeah, so anyways, let's just go ahead and get into this. I think I've explained everything pretty well. We're going to speed through this. I'm going to do actual time just because I'm a weirdo, even though I'm going to be using the speed up button, so it doesn't really matter as much. That's Professor Oak, yada yada yada. My name is obviously Yuki. So some things about this channel. This channel is definitely going to be a G-rated Pokemon channel, or at least a PG. You know, there might be some inappropriate jokes every once in a while in there that are still family-friendly enough that they'll just right over a kid's head. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind with this as well. What's today? Today is Thursday. Yeah. 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 So yeah, that's basically what this channel is going to be. I'm sorry I was reading there and I lost my train of thought. I do that sometimes. I know we're all human. We all lose our train of thought every once in a while. So this will definitely be a family-friendly Pokemon channel, which I know there's not really an abundance of those anymore for some reason. Alrighty. We're going to find out some other things about my randomizer settings, just in case you're trying to randomize it the way I randomize it. My starter Pokemon, going to ruin a little bit of the surprise here. It's definitely going to be a base level Pokemon, a base evolution Pokemon that has 2 stages. So it makes it feel like a traditional starter Pokemon, and so it's not Mewtwo, Lugia, or Zapdos as my choices or anything crazy like that. It's going to be like legit Pokemon that you could see as a starter kind of thing. Just the reason I do that is because that's just more fun to me to have like a legit feeling starter. So yeah, let's see what our choices end up being. Oh, yes! I love Nidoran Male so much. But we're not going to just go ahead and... Oh, Chikorita, are you kidding me? See, if we were playing legit Crystal, like, you know, actual... It says Bulbasaur. I would take the Chikorita and a Bulbasaur. And that's Chikorita. Okay, so... we can have a Nidoran Male, a Chikorita, or a Bulbasaur. This is a tough choice. I'm going to go Bulbasaur just because it was my first ever Pokemon. It's the first ever Pokemon selection on this channel. I feel like that's going to be fire to start out like that. So that's how we're going to do things this time, y'all. So I always name my Bulbasaurs Rex. Every single time I get a Bulbasaur, it's just, it's Rex. So yeah. Sweet. Okay. We got a potion. So I think items that you're given are not randomized. Again, because I think that a lot of the items you're given are important to the story. So, yeah. A lot of the items you're given are Sunflora is a possibility in this route. A Nidoran Male? Are you kidding me? Dude, did you see that? I can have a Nidoran Male. I can have a Nidoran Male. So I could end up with the other starter I seriously debated. Oh, I want it so bad. I want that Heracross so bad. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I think so far from what I've seen, I want the Heracross even more than I want the Nidoran Male. I found an Ice Heal. That's interesting. Please don't encounter a shiny before I get Pokeballs. I will cry. Ooh, and a Azumarill. That would be awesome. Azumarill's pretty strong. It's a decent water type. I used the speed up button. I apologize, but I've played through Pokemon Crystal about 1,000,000 times, give or take 100,000. So yeah, I definitely have to speed through this game, or I would not make it through it. It's just so slow. And this is running right now at, well, it's almost running at 100%, but it's running anywhere from 100 to 200% of its actual. Oh, Charmander could be my encounter for this route. The second route in the game, and I could have a Charmander. I could have. Are you kidding me right now? The poison barb. Um, I, I I think that the only thing that does an Espeon. I think the only thing that a poison barb does for you is power up poison type moves, if I'm not mistaken, in Gen 2. Yeah, it just powers up poison type moves. Um, I've done quite a few randomized Nuzlocks in my day. The speed up button is always the death of me, so it's really not even that overpowered to use it in this because, yeah, the speed up feature ends in more deaths than it does in benefit, if that makes sense. Yeah, and Professor Elm's like, oh, it's terrible, you need to get back here right now. A Spearow on this route? I mean, that's a good early game buddy, but it is not good for late game at all. I definitely want the Charmander the most out of everything I've found so far. The Espeon. The Espeon is definitely that, you know, a good Pokemon. Sorry, I'm terrible at talking. So yeah, uh, the Espeon is definitely a good Pokemon, but it's not the end all be all Pokemon like a Charmander would be. Like Charizard would just really. I'm struggling here with my words. I apologize. So we're gonna go ahead and buy plenty of potions here. We're gonna buy an antidote. We don't really need to worry about it with Bulbasaur getting poisoned, but we're gonna catch other Pokemon. So we're gonna buy a Paralyze Heal and an Awakening. Doesn't leave us a whole lot of money for Pokeballs whenever it comes time to buy them, but healing items are so important in a randomized Nuzlocke. Alright, so he takes the Nidoran male since I took the Bulbasaur. And my rival will carry his starter throughout the game. Oh, I just risked that. That could have been bad. That could have been bad that I risked that. Definitely could have been a disaster. Well, I mean, I haven't got my Pokeballs yet, so the Nuzlocke hasn't started yet, but it would have slowed things down tremendously. My idea is with the speed up button and my familiarity with Pokemon Crystal is I can probably do one gym an episode will be a good like landmark. So that's kind of how I'm going to start things out is I'm going to try to do one gym an episode. And then we'll go from there. We may not get to the first gym in this episode, but I'm going to try my hardest because, like I said, my familiarity with the game, I can usually pretty much breeze through the game. I'm going to name my rival Silver. If you're not familiar with Silverwolf20, go subscribe to him. He's an awesome dude. He's the co-founder of my first ever conglomerative Pokemon channel I did, and he's going to be considered the co-founder of PokeHub, even though I've not talked to him about it yet. And plus, Silver is the canon name for the rival in this this game anyway, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's not named Silver because it's the canon name. It's named Silver because of Silverwolf20. But I will, I'll enjoy the fact that he's named the correct name as well, canonically. No, please do not save money for me. That's an annoying feature from this. I love this though, that you can skip the tutorial. However, I'm going to do it because I want to see what it randomizes to. Oh, it's the Rattata. It didn't randomize to anything. Oh, dang. Unless it randomized from a Rattata to a Rattata. That would be pretty nifty. Alright, so our first encounter of the Nuzlocke is going to be a Azumarill. Interesting. See, I'm really debating burning my no thanks already for a Nidoran or for a Heracross. Like, that would be an awful decision, probably, to burn it this early in the Nuzlocke. But using a lifeline in the first episode would be so much fun. Are we going to do it? Are we going to burn a lifeline in the first episode? I think I have to. Boom. No thanks lifeline is burnt in the first episode of the Nuzlocke. This could be a really bad decision on my part. This could go horribly, horribly wrong. I think I want to go with... I'll have a huge psychic weakness no matter which one I go with. But I think I'm going to go with the Heracross just because. Oh no! That was so close to failing. I just about failed after burning it. But we got Volkswagen. You know, Punch Bug. He's a bug fighting type. Ha 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 ha. I am so funny. Alright, so one cool thing about Pokemon Crystal version is at the professor's lab, we need to go ahead and throw Heracross in the front of the party, but at the professor's lab, there's this healing machine, and yeah, you can just run back and heal it. It's not, you don't have to talk to your mom, you get to use the healing machine, you get to feel like Nurse Joy even though you're not. Okay. Moving right along. We have Bulbasaur and Heracross, two of my all-time favorite Pokemon. So this is a good start. Good start to a Nuzlocke. Very solid beginning to a Nuzlocke for sure. Let's get our second encounter. Let's just see what it is. Let's see if we can match the hype of a Heracross. A Marowak, not bad, not bad. That's actually pretty powerful. It's got Headbutt already. Headbutt's a good move. Oh no. Okay, I caught it. Alright, cool. Alright, so Marowak's name is going to be Ghost. Oh, I accidentally hit... See, that's where the speed button just came and bit me. So my Marowak is not nicknamed. Don't worry, I will rectify the fact that it is not nicknamed once we get to Goldenrod City. See, now I'm sitting here thinking in the back of my mind, should I save the no thanks for the Charmander? Like, Charizard would be infinitely more useful in a Nuzlocke than a Heracross is. And I've got a huge psychic weakness, I realize. Due to having a fighting type and a poison type on my team so far. This is going to turn out to just be poor planning on my part, it seems like. The fact that I burned my lifeline this early kind of worries me a little bit because I'm going to need those lifelines later on probably. And I also have... See, I could have got a Crobat too. Like, I also just have no idea what's going to come at me in the future. Like, I could have needed that no thanks clause because I might run into a Hoppip as my Nuzlocke encounter somewhere or something, like something just entirely useless. So we don't want the Espeon. We want the Charmander. I think those are the only two we've seen in this area so far. If I'm forgetting one, I apologize. But we want the Charmander. We got a Steelix. Are you kidding me? A Steelix? This thing is going to be impossible to catch. Oh, and it quad resists my tackle attack. Okay, I've got to start throwing Pokeballs or it's going to die from the Leech Seed. Are you kidding me? I just caught Steelix. Roxy. That sounds like a great name for a female Steelix, doesn't it? Dude, our team right now, I'm not even going to lie, is pretty bad A because we've got we've got a Steelix, we've got a Marowak, we've got a Heracross, we've got a Bulbasaur. Like, this is probably my best start to a randomized Nuzlocke ever. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. This is probably my favorite Nuzlocke I've ever done at this point. Because usually I get absolutely terrible, terrible encounters. So yeah. I think I can take the Wigglytuff. I know Sing. Ugh, back to the Pokemon Center. So we could have got a Wigglytuff instead of a Steelix. I'm a little sad we got the Steelix instead of the Charmander. I really wanted the Charmander, so I'm kind of sad. Alright, so the Heracross is level 5. We've got to get the rest of our team up to snuff pretty quickly. So I'm going to be alternating. Oh, I'm so glad I went with the Screeches. Oh, it transformed into a normal type. Thank you. Porygon 2, you just made my job so much easier. Oh, does this thing know a ground attack? I better switch out just in case. Go for the Leech Seed. It might know Rollout, because it's... Sand Attack is annoying, but at least I got the Leech Seed off before it Sand Attacked. Sweet. Okay, that was... Alright, so Roxy's already up to level 5. Roxy is catching up quickly. So let's put Marowak, aka Ghost. I called her Ghost because the female Marowak in the first games that lost his baby. So sad. Yeah. Pretty lame, I know. Dude, it knows. See, I was thinking in the back of my head, how long is it going to take it to learn a ground type attack? But it already knows one. That's so good. I'm not going to go back to heal up again because I've already done so much backtracking. It's not even funny. Like, Steelix is so strong already that I'm already switching to it instead of... what's the word I'm looking for? I'm already switching to it instead of using my other Pokemon. But Bone Club here is going to be so good against Steelix. Yes. Marowak, you are a beast already. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to go back out to Heracross here. Heracross is starting to lag behind a little bit. Okay, so this is a new route. Kind of want to play a little game here. I want to see if I can guess my encounter on this route. If I guess my encounter on this route, I'm going to allow myself a... I'll do this fun. I'll do this once an episode. So this is my one time in this episode. If I can guess my encounter, or if I can guess something, just if I call something correct, because it's a randomizer, so it's completely random. So there's no way to like use intelligence here. So if I can actually just like pull it out of my hat somehow, just figure this out, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna catch the Charmander. It's gonna be a fun. The best thing about Nuzlocke is the rules are not set in stone. There's no Nuzlocke police, even though some people pretend to be a Nuzlocke police. There is no Nuzlocke police, so you can do things to make it more fun for yourself. I'm gonna guess Golem, the evolved form of Geodude and Graveler, as my encounter. I don't know why. I just have a strong gut instinct about Golem here. If I catch a Golem, I get to go back, or if my first encounter here is a Golem, it doesn't matter if I catch it or not. I get to go back for the Charmander. Mic drop. Mic drop. That just happened live. I just called my encounter live. Wow. I could... Oh, my lord. I could literally guess for the rest of 4 or 5 of these randomized Let's Plays. And, oh my lord. This thing probably has a rock type move. What am I doing? I've got to throw the Pokeball. We got away with that. Okay. I'm going to name him Titan. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's a good name for him. But yeah, dude. I could literally do 4 or 5 more of these Let's Plays, guess one every episode, and probably never ever get it right again. That was the most amazing, unbelievable turn of events in the history of me playing Pokemon. Like, I've caught a shiny before, and when I've gotten a shiny, but that's, again, you kind of know the odds of that. I mean, I guess my odds are 1 in like 250. I guess there's like less Pokemon in this generation than some other generations, so maybe it's not as amazing as it is to me in my head to you guys, but that was pretty sick. Like, that was just... Alright. And it's breaking the rules, but again, like I said, I called it. I feel like I'm justified. I'm gonna name him Drake. Why am I naming him Drake? Because it was the first name that popped into my head for him. I had a pet lizard once, so I was going to name it after my pet lizard, but then I realized my pet's lizard's name was very unoriginal because I was young. It was Dragon. So I would have a Charizard named Dragon if I named it after my first lizard. It's a very unoriginal nickname, so I'm not doing it, but that was my first thought, just so y'all get a behind the scenes of that momentary pause when I called it right before I nicknamed it. We have like a tremendous water weakness right now, because we have Steelix, we have Golem, and we have Marowak. Like, right now, all it would take is like a Starmie to just absolutely demolish this team. With like a Starmie with Bubble Beam, it would all be over. I shouldn't have risked that with Charmander. Like, I'm already risking my Charmander that I just miraculously got. I could have had a Jinx instead. If I had called for a Golem and gotten a Jinx instead, that would be entirely anticlimactic. Oh my lord, I just about lost my Golem. Roxy is probably the way to go here. The imagery that you just don't need in your life. A Jinx licking a Steelix. That's all I'm going to say. Bro. A Sacred Ash as a randomized item in the first episode. Alright, Dark Cave encounter, let's go. I'm not even going to try to call one. Like, I feel like that was my mic drop moment, calling my encounter correctly. Like, that's a mic drop moment in life. Magmar. Not too shabby. He can't... Oh. Dude, it knows Fire Punch. Oh. I don't really need a Magmar because I'm going to have Charmander, but a Pokemon that already knows Fire Punch, that's pretty awesome. Magmar's nickname is going to be Blaze. Why? Because I'm terrible at nicknames. That is why. We about lost Roxy, though. That would have been awful. Lantern. A water type. Oh, that paralysis. Parafusion. Are you kidding me? Parafusion? For those of you that aren't familiar with the term parafusion, it's one of the most annoying things that can happen to you in a Pokemon game. It's when you're paralyzed and confused at the same time. It's rough when that happens to you. A Horsey? Are you kidding me? Like, what is with these water Pokemon? Rexler and Vine Whip. Porygon. A Sunstone? Ugh. I mean, I guess I need to hold on to that just in case, but... it could have been any other stone other than a Sunstone. So let's check out our party right now. Let's see what levels we're at. They're kind of all over the place. Oh, Golem is falling behind. I feel like Golem with a ground type and a rock type attack at this point in the game is just such good coverage that I need to respect that there's a... Oh, that's a cut tree. That means I'm going to have to backtrack now that I know about it. There's an encounter up here that's not here in gold and silver, so we're going to go ahead and go for it. A Doduo. I don't really like the Doduo, but I'm going to catch it. Oh, I only have one Pokeball left. Oh, that could come back to... Doduo's nickname is going to be... Lyle. It's a female. Don't know why I'm... How about Chloe? No, I don't like that name either. Like, what would you name a female Doduo? If you were looking at a Doduo and you were like, hey, I've got to nickname this thing, what would you think to nickname a two-headed female bird? Well, it's going to be a three-headed female bird. Trina. That's an interesting name that just because it's like like three. Trina, yeah. I'm gonna grind here since I know there's Doduos. I'm gonna grind up just a little bit here. Oh, there's a Meryl. There's who. This is a good grinding spot right here for my team right now. Okay. But not really for Heracross. Okay. All right, we got Titan leveled up to come in and just absolutely rinse some things. So we're good there. I don't really have a balanced team whatsoever at this point in the game. But I guess you're not supposed to have a balanced team at this point in the game, so it's okay. I've got one Pokeball for my Sprout Tower encounter. That's not going to end well for me, is it? It's not. Oh, and it's a Blossom. I love Blossom. I've got the perfect nickname for this too. I was gonna nickname it Lilo from Lilo and Stitch because you know she does hula. Like boom, it's a perfect nickname. I kind of knew I wasn't gonna be able to catch it though. Like I honestly regret even throwing that that one Pokeball at it because it's like there was such a little shot at actually catching it. I mean, my team has a bunch of fully evolved Pokemon at this point, so I guess that's a good thing. Oh. Glad that I had Vine Whip already. Tentacool. Oof. Oof. Another Tentacool. Come on. I guess Bellsprouts got randomized into Tentacles in this. Ugh. Oof. It's a big oof. So in this first episode, I've gotten a Sacred Ash. I have called an encounter, and I've now gotten an experience share. If you don't know, an experience share is probably the absolute best item you can get in one of these as a random item. because you get the ship. That's cool. I could have had a Scizor. That's pretty cool. But yeah, an experience share, other than an amulet coin, is probably the best randomized item to pick up in one of these. An amulet coin, an experience share. I really can't think of any other items off the top of my head that are... Oh, a lucky egg. Yeah, a lucky egg. So those are all like... I saw the word lucky and I just about freaked out. But that was a lucky punch. So what the lucky punch is you give this to a Chansey and it will have a higher chance of critical hits. It's literally only for a Chansey. I don't own a Chansey, so I'm wondering if that will sell for anything. I'm just trying to give all of my Pokemon some screen time here. So that's kind of why I sent out Golem in there, because I don't have a fighting type move on Heracross. Or it's like I'm reading off of a script. I said all I need is a Starmie to just rinse my team, and there was a Starmie. Like, off the top of my head, I'm on fire today with coming up with stuff off the top of my head. I tell you, oh, there's actually a Bellsprout and Sprout Tower. That's so much fun. I love when that happens in randomizers, when it's something that's just so fitting for whatever it got randomized as. Yeah. Alright, Silver. That's a big oof. Why am I missing so many? Good lord, Marowak. What were you doing? Throwing your club with your eyes closed? Got a magnet, so if I get an electric type Pokemon, that'll be good. A Jumpluff. Ugh, I hate the Hoppip line. I think everybody does, because it's just so pointless. And now watch a Skiploom or a Jumpluff destroy me later on in this. That would be my luck. This Grimer, though, is no joke. Oh, it was level 10, that's why. A Larvitar. Magnitude should be able to... Oh, yeah, I got a Magnitude 9. Sweet. Yeah, that's Flash. I know, it's Flash. Ooh, a Miltank. Miltank would have been neat to get as my first encounter, but again, it don't really matter. Like, I've seen Scizor, Bellossom, and Miltank. Like, those are all good Pokemon, but it wouldn't have mattered. I only had one Pokeball. So, it's kind of like, even if I had gotten them as an encounter, it would not have mattered at all. So, let's see. Who's my lead right now? Heracross. Marowak's kind of lagging a little bit. Roxy's up to level 10, so let's... And we'll give Marowak... We'll give Marowak the experience share for now. Yeah. And so then what we'll do is, if we've got to send in a ground type, like if Marowak would have been the one because we needed a ground type to send in, we'll just send in Titan instead. That's probably the best approach here. Pichu. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Titan, go. Jumpluff. So this is almost the end of the first episode, so that's going to be fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this. This has been a fun randomizer so far. So here we go. First gym battle. Of course, the first gym leader would have an Entei. Why not? Why not? Oh, a Sunflora is sweet. We get to use Charmander. Our ill-gotten gain of Charmander in this, which might have triggered someone, and I'm sorry if it triggered you, but I'm so excited. The TMs that the gym leaders give you are not randomized, so yeah, it's Mud Slap. Mud Slap is a good move for early game at least. So yeah. So we've got to cut somebody from our party. At least until the egg hatches. So what I'll do is I'll just actually hatch the egg to end this episode off. It doesn't... I don't know why I'm acting like this matters. So we'll just hatch the egg because I've got the speed up button. Watch it hatch into a Togepi. That would be awesome. So I'm just going to hatch this egg real quick, and then we'll cut the episode. So, yeah. Welcome to PokeHub. It's going to be a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I recorded a Pokemon video. It's been about 4 years. So I'm excited to jump back into it 4 years later. Record a Pokemon video. I know my commentary was probably awful, but this is literally my first video in 4 years, so please be kind. I hope you guys enjoy PokeHub. I hope that we get some other people on board to help us out with it. Twitter, because you know, Twitter's a thing. The Twitter link is on our channel, so you know, don't forget to hit up our Twitter. I'll tweet out whenever we upload a new video. Yeah, it'll be tweeted out. The only other person that's really going to have access to our social media or our YouTube channel is going to be Silverwolf20. So he might tweet some stuff out, he might upload some stuff, whatever, yada yada yada. Yeah, that's pretty much everything other than hatching this egg. So let's just get it hatched, y'all. But yeah, so my randomizer settings that I didn't get to finish telling you, with the randomizer, I do completely random. I don't do global one-to-one mapping or anything like that. I just go with the completely random. I also go with the set the minimum catch rate. That might seem like an easy mode setting, but again, I do what's fun for me in a Nuzlocke, and having my Nuzlocke encounters all be Pokemon with absurdly low catch rates is not fun to me because then I end up with no Pokemon whatsoever. So if you were wondering, oh, he got that Charmander, or he got that Golem, or he got that Steelix, how did he do that? Like, it's the catch rate being set to a minimum catch rate. I don't know what the numbers are on that, but I know that for like starters or harder to catch fully evolved Pokemon, it makes them realistic to catch. It's still difficult, but it's a realistic chance instead of it being. And legendaries are the same way. So, you know, because legendaries have such absurdly low catch rates, if you encountered a legendary without that setting, you would never catch it. Unless you got extremely lucky. So that's another one I use. I also set it to Gotta Catch 'em All mode, so every Pokemon is at some point randomized into the game, just so you don't see the same Pokemon over and over again by happenstance with the randomizer. Because that can happen with randomizers. Like you could literally like every route see a Weedle, and that's no fun for anyone. Oh, it's a Meowth. It's a female Meowth. This name just popped in my head and it's ridiculous. So it's Cat, you know, like a cat. Katniss. Hee hee. That's a terrible name. Oh, it's awful. Alright, guys. So, like I said, subscribe and hit us up on Twitter. There's also a Discord. Discord link will be in the description. Join us on Discord. Have a conversation with us. Alright, bye guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the first ever PokeHub video. Alright, bye.